When converting data types, you may also need to convert text value to a numeric value or vice versa. This can happen if you ask the user for information stored as a string but need to use the value in numerical computations. The program here actually shows you setting up a couple of values as string values and then converting them into double values for a calculation. So let's say that your math grade was 75, maybe your science grade is a 68. So, but you've set them up as strings. So I've created two variables that are strings, grade math and grade science, and I've set their values to be 75 and 68. Now I want to calculate the average of those two numbers. So I'm using an identifier of average and type double because I would also like to know what the decimal portion of that calculation is. Now since grade math and grade science right now are string values, I would need to convert them to be double values for my calculation. So in my calculation here, I have an addition of both of these variables in brackets and then divide by 2. How to convert from a string to a specific type? You use the type dot parse and then the type again. So I want to use the double, I want to convert to double, so this double class wraps around this value and changes that string into a type double. Okay, and you can see the help box there as well. Okay, I want to change both of them to double, so I do them individually, put the identifier for the variable inside the brackets after the keywords, and then complete my calculation. So if I run this program, it should convert my strings into type double, which it does. There's my output there. So your average for STEM courses, math and science, is 71.5. So no errors on the calculation. If I tried to use these as strings, I would get an error when I'm running the program. So this is taking them as they are, as strings, adding them together, dividing by 2. So if I try to run this program, it doesn't recognize that these are numbers. It recognizes them as strings and then cannot perform any mathematical operations. I could also convert from a double to a string, and you can do this with any type of primitive data type as well. So if I put my calculation back together, and then if I wanted to convert the average into a string instead of a double, similar to using the parse, I would use double dot to string instead of parse, and then I can put the variable average inside those brackets. That will convert it to string. It will give me the same result in this case because I was concatenating before, and now I'm just concatenating two strings instead of a string and a number. But regardless, this gives you an idea of how to use strings and numbers together, maybe going back and forth between the two to convert between them, which may come up more often than not when your programs become much more interactive.